We got new UTPR sneak peeks. I'm not late. Anyways, I'm going to be analyzing them and going over them. At first, I wanted to do a more reaction type video, but the sneak peek isn't that long and it would be pretty lame. And I'll be going over some information that I got from other sources like devs of UTPR, and let's get into the video. Here we go. This sneak peek here is the main one that I'm going to be talking about. First off, they show off new introductions. Obviously, that's the starting area of the game and the first ruins save point, which do look absolutely amazing. Next up, they show new visual effects for Azrael's Shocking Breaker, and a theme in this entire sneak peek video is reworked animations, effects, everything really, in terms of visual, which I do enjoy, as some of the visuals are a little bit bland, like Frisk's weapon animations, as they just didn't exist before, and now looking at them, they look pretty good. This one in particular, they show off animations of both Real Knife 2 and Real Knife 5, which are some of the coolest ones I've ever seen. Just take a look at this one. Extremely cool. I hope they add unlag to that. Now they show off some stuff for Asgore. I think this is new walk, maybe a new block, and definitely a new run, because that is a very angry run if I've ever seen an angry run. And a very fancy reworked Trident 2. It did look a bit way too fast in the original animation. Now this seems to be new Asgore mobility options, although I am not completely sure. It's a sneak peek after all. Nothing's really confirmed. A closer look at this movement option, it's incredibly fast. I counted maybe 10 frames. And if you look really closely, you can see the player model become a little bit transparent when they use it, which is a neat little feature. I personally believe that this move will probably just be Asgore's R ability, which is neat because so far all he has going for him in terms of movement is more run stamina. And I talked with the dev about this. They should be commenting on this video, so go into the comments to check it out. They didn't really say much other than dash is nerfed to have a shorter distance. Maybe that's referring to Asgore, maybe that's referring to all characters, and every character is getting a dash similar to this. I don't know personally, but who knows. It looks cool, and it seems like it'll function fine, so I don't mind. Next off, they show a new mechanic and a very blurred picture of Asgore taking out a trident. Now, using what we got, which admittedly isn't much, this seems to be a type of parry, like an activatable parry, and I would like to mention that it can activate during an LMB. It's that fast. It's an extremely fast option if someone's trying to LMB you, which is what I think it's meant to be. I'm unsure if this is going to be added to all the characters or if it's just going to be Asgore as well. And speaking with the dev, they never really said that this was a new mechanic. They might have hinted that it's actually a new perfect block, but I don't know. And that blurred picture of Asgore taking out a trident, there's a different sneak peek for that. It was shown before this one. I don't know why it's blurred, but I'll just show it to you right now. Now, I'm not too sure what this is. It's obviously the intro animation for Undertale's Asgore fight, but maybe it's the start of a morph or something like Soul Shatters did that no one used. But other than that, it looks pretty cool and is probably going to be the main intro animation, or at least something used. And in the background, I suppose you can see Jevel's Scythe, but that's about it for this one. And then they finish it off with excessive node bounds, no cooldown sped up footage of GG Kara, which is always appreciated. And moving on from that sneak peek, the next one we got is a small picture of a server list, showing that you'll probably be able to join the server you want to join, and it shows the map, which is nice, because if there's map floating, I want to get into a certain map. Hotlands, I want lava. Anyways, furthermore, we got a showcase of a new title screen. If you ignore the entire server list, you'll notice that the title is now reworked. It's been a bit different, and you can see that the star on the title screen is now shiny and not 8-bit, and then there's a gradient on the reborn part. And that's pretty much it for stuff in the sneak peeks channel, but I did get to talk with the dev, and we got a bit more. Now, in the last big sneak peek, they showed off a very cool map, and I actually got to talk with the person who made that map, which is a very fun experience, and now I can tell you a bit more about it. First off, the map is not Snowden. It is in fact an original map, not based off of anything, and it was titled Hazy. I don't know if I'm really saying that right, there's not many other ways to interpret it, but it also just sounds sort of silly, so I'll just hope that I have it correct. And there is indeed lore for UTPR, and this map connects to it, which is, I think that's pretty neat. Sandsman is part of the lore, it's a whole vibe, I like it. I don't want to go too deep into that though, because I don't even know the full story and all that, so whatever. Next topic. If you've looked at the previous sneak peek, you might have noticed that stamina or mana, whatever you call it, the orange bar, isn't there. And that's because they're removing it, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what's happening. Why do I make such a claim? Well, not only have people on my Discord been telling me it, but I've heard it from other places, and I talked with the dev about it, and everything I'm hearing is that it's basically confirmed. But, I mean, they did mention that most things are subject to change as they're still working on the update, so don't take this as 100% fact. But the thing I'm going to be talking about first is that I'm pretty sure they're taking out all the teleports and replacing them with a version similar to the Undyne teleport, the big steam dash that takes you to the opponent in half a second. And I sort of like this change, and that's what I'll be going over in this next section. Alright, I'm first going to go over teleports being reworked. Here is a very detailed diagram of if you were to fight a Asgore or if you were to fight a GT Kara. Alright, let's say you're fighting an Asgore and you yourself are a GT Kara. The Asgore only has one way to get to you, and that's by double pressing the W button and coming towards you with their legs. And that's a single way to get to you, and as a GT Kara you have a teleport, you have multiple slashes, you have a lot of tools to stop him. On the other hand, if you're fighting a GT Kara, they have a lot of options to get to you. They do not have to use their legs. They can press the R button to show up on your front doorstep unannounced, dash backwards, dash to the side, do whatever they really want, do a few slashes, a bravery slash, a perseverance slash, and then a few justice balls to boot. But what I'm trying to get to here is that the teleport, it was a bit too much. Compared to dashing, the teleport was too much. Maybe if it teleported you 5 feet away from your enemy so you weren't in LMB range, I would have been fine with it, but right now, I don't like it that much personally. It made both UTPR and Soul Shatters more about maximizing the damage you get from a combo than playing the game good to get your combo. So I'm glad that they're making this change, and the UTPR devs seem decently smart at balancing games, so I feel like it won't be too bad in the long run. Although UTPR devs, if you're watching this, which I assume you are, the Undyne teleport, I don't think that's a perfect solution either. Let's be real, it's super predictable and punishable. If it's going to be the same for every character, not that many people are going to want to use it. Making it cancelable midway, something akin to that, maybe make a mix-up option like Undyne has their 5 ability, which is functionally the same, but it breaks block. I don't know, you can figure it out. Anyways, enough opinions on this, and let's go on to my opinions on mana being removed. I'm gonna be honest, my opinions on mana being removed are mostly neutral. I assume that they're gonna be changing cooldowns around to make it more fair for characters that main reason that they didn't use a move was because of mana loss. But it's definitely gonna get rid of those weird awkward moments where you're staring at your opponent knowing that both of you have no mana, which, thank you, I didn't like those moments in the first place. And this is going to affect every character differently. Something like Sans, which benefits from being able to use all of its moves freely, is definitely going to see a bigger benefit than, I don't know, something like Asriel, which mana wasn't too much of a problem compared to Sans. I mean, if an Asriel was out of mana, it didn't matter too much, their combos were about 2 moves. But yeah, they're gonna have to adjust cooldowns a lot on this, and people are going to react differently as well. Some people who weren't expecting this at all are probably gonna be mad and won't like it because, you know, it's not what they're used to. But I'm pretty sure they're also gonna create a game mode for everything without these changes, so I don't think it'll affect the game that much in the long run. Anyways, that's all I really feel about talking about right now. There is some other stuff I've been hearing about, but I don't really feel comfortable talking about it without fully knowing the details. And hey, I don't even know the details on this, that's why I say take it with a grain of salt. I don't know everything about this. I do not have insider information. Anyways, thank you for watching, subscribe, like, comment, I don't know. Just be cool, and, you know, thank you for watching.